begin on the NFL gridiron. Sadly, the New York Football Giants have looked nothing like a giant. Instead, the first two games have Big Blue feeling kind of small. I gave them a pass in week one, but it's hard to do the same this Monday morning following week number 2. In fact, Bob, please don't let me say anything good about them this morning. Going the tough love route with the Giants. One thing is clear, the Buffalo Bills are New York's team, and they are among the hottest teams in the league. The Giants and the Jets both had a chance to draft Bills quarterback Josh Allen in 2018, but they went with Saquon Barkley and Sam Darnold instead. Darnold couldn't lead the Jets past Allen and the Bills in week 1, and Barkley had no better luck yesterday as Buffalo coasted past the Giants 28-14 at MetLife Stadium. After the game, Allen was asked how it felt to show New York fans what they could have had under other circumstances. Allen reminded the reporter that he plays in New York too. Open quote, one New York team, close quote. Allen said via the Buffalo News. We go inside the locker room for more. Roll the videotape. Giants taking on the Bills from the Meadowlands in week number 2. Buffalo looking to make it 2-0 at MetLife Stadium after a week 1 victory against the Jets. But the Giants had other plans in the first quarter. Less than 3 minutes into the game, Saquon Barkley takes the Eli Manning dump-off, 27 yards. Barkley would top 100 on the afternoon on 18 carries. On the other end, Bills quarterback Josh Allen showcased his own fancy footwork. With 3:43 remaining in the first quarter, Allen takes advantage of the opening all the way to the end zone to even the score at 7 following the extra point. The Bills' offense kept the pressure on. First, it was Devin Singletary who breaks through for a 14-yard touchdown run. Then Isaiah McKenzie catches the pass from Allen to make it 21-7. Buffalo scored 21 unanswered points to close out the first half in style. We go to the fourth quarter. Desperation time for Big Blue. Manning marches down the field, culminating in a 4-yard strike to T.J. Jones. Giants pull within a score. On the other end, veteran back Frank Gore finds the end zone. With time winding down, Manning tosses it downfield, intended for Benny Fowler, but picked off by Bills safety Jordan Poyer. And that would do it for the G-Men, who fall to 0-2 on the young season. First time the Bills are 2-0 since 2014, while the G-Men start 0-2 for the 6th time in 7 seasons. Not good. Gang Green could start 0-2 tonight if they don't come to play against Baker Mayfield, Odell Beckham Jr., and the Cleveland Browns on Monday Night Football. Both teams lost their respective openers. Kickoff is tonight at 8:15 p.m. The Browns enter off of one of their worst games in franchise history. Cleveland committed 18 penalties, the most by the team since 1951, and a 43-13 loss to Tennessee that put early pressure on first-year coach Freddie Kitchens. Still, I think the Jets have had a worse week than the Browns, kind of up there with the Giants. First, they blew week 1, then all of these highly publicized issues with their kickers. They don't have one, Bob, but I put in a good word for Rita Valentine. I think she could do a much better job. Gang Green really has had a wild week. In addition to the aforementioned, they swung a rare trade with New England acquiring wide receiver Demaryius Thomas for a 2021 6th-round draft pick, while wide receiver Quincy Enunwa was lost for the season with his second neck injury in just over 2 years. And then the capper of them all, quarterback Sam Darnold was diagnosed with mono, likely sidelining him for several games. That means it'll be Trevor Siemian starting against Mayfield, who appears okay after needing x-rays on his hand on Sunday. On Saturday, the Jets also ruled out linebacker C.J. Mosley and rookie defensive tackle Quinnen Williams for this game. I was wrong about the Giants in week 2, but I do believe the Jets won't win either, and both of these local teams are likely to start the season 0-2. Might be time to head to Modell's and get your favorite Bills merch, folks. Time for some quick hitters from around the world of sports. We shift gears to motor racing. Oh, I know how much you like that. Martin Truex Jr. opened the Cup Series playoffs with a win in Sunday's race at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Truex passed Kevin Harvick with 20 laps to go and went unchallenged to the finish. He claimed his 5th victory of the year and his first since Sonoma Raceway in June. His 5 wins surpasses his total from last year and leads the series. The European season is over, and it's goodbye to motorhomes and trucks as the flyaways get back underway with the Singapore Grand Prix this Sunday in Formula One. Can Ferrari make it 3 straight? That is the question in F1. The question in IndyCar, who will win it all? As one of only 2 races on the 17-race IndyCar series schedule that pays double points. The season's finale has often been referred to as a wild card, but in reality, the real wild card aspect of the September 22nd race at Laguna Seca is just 5 drivers have ever raced on the course located a short drive from the California coast. This year's championship race will wrap up on a track that is essentially the great unknown to many, battling it out for the title. Joseph Newgarden is in first. Championship contender Alexander Rossi is right behind in second. In baseball, Sunday was a loss day for the Yankees and the Mets, but the Pinstripers at least got a little healthier. Pitchers Dellin Betances and Jordan Montgomery made their season debuts for the Bombers after lengthy layoffs, and New York finished its longest road trip of the season with a 6-4 loss to Toronto on Sunday. Yanks have the off day today and return for their final homestand tomorrow at the big ballpark in the Bronx. The Yanks welcome Anaheim. The Angels will be without star Mike Trout, who has been shut down with injury and will have surgery on his foot. Season-ending foot surgery for Mike Trout. Could have been a season-ending kind of loss for the Amazons on Sunday, who have been hanging around nonetheless in the playoff picture. The LA Dodgers rallied to clinch a 3-2 victory yesterday that damaged the Mets' dwindling wild-card chances. They are now 4 games back. The Mets start a series in Colorado tonight. In addition to the NFL losses on Sunday for our locals, Sunday was a big day for losing star quarterbacks. Teddy Bridgewater is slated to become the Saints' starting QB. Drew Brees is believed to have suffered an injured ligament in his throwing thumb and is expected to miss game time. NFL Network is reporting Brees remained in Los Angeles after yesterday's loss to the LA Rams and visited a hand specialist. In Pittsburgh, Big Ben could be sidelined too, perhaps for an extended period after the Steelers lost to the Seattle Seahawks on Sunday. Head coach Mike Tomlin said that the quarterback, Ben Roethlisberger, and his right elbow was being evaluated. There was a report that an MRI is part of this evaluation. Once the tests are in, it appears the question for Roethlisberger and doctors will be whether he needs surgery or not. Adam Schefter of ESPN reports that such a decision is expected to come today and adds that Roethlisberger would like to avoid that. Of course he would, at all costs. Man, things have been rough for these star QBs. Unless your name is Tom Brady. Don't call me Tom Terrific, even though, of course, he is, folks. The Patriots have struggled in Miami in recent years, but the Dolphins are going to struggle wherever they go this year, so that figured to matter much less. The Patriots and Brady easily handled the Dolphins a 43-0 drumming Sunday, setting aside what has really been recently tough times for them in Miami. Prior to this week, the Patriots had lost 5 of their last 6 in South Florida for reasons no one really even understands. Oh, and by the way, Antonio Brown caught a touchdown in his first game for the Pats. Of course he did. Those interested in the fight game had a great weekend of fights to enjoy. Tyson Fury's title was dripping away, along with a lot of his blood, as he was cut late in the 3rd round by a punch from Otto Wallen that opened a deep gash above his right eyebrow. Referee Tony Weeks had the doctor check it, and there was a palpable sense at T-Mobile Arena on Saturday that the Swede could be on the verge of a massive upset. But Fury picked up the pace considerably and showed the heart of a champion, pulling away to capture a tougher-than-expected unanimous decision victory over the 25-1 underdog. Meanwhile, in the octagon, Justin Gaethje beat his friend in the main event of Saturday's UFC card in Vancouver, but took no pleasure in doing so. Shortly after finally prompting the referee to step in and stop his onslaught on a downed Donald Cowboy Cerrone in the 1st round, he loudly complained to the official for waiting so long to halt the contest. For Cerrone, it's his 2nd TKO stoppage loss in the past 3 months, his 3rd fight since May, and his 4th battle overall this year. Through a winced right eye, a wide smile, and with some slurred speech, Cerrone praised his friend. Those are the headlines. We hit the C-list to praise Aaron Boone. So postseason awards may not mean much. Only thing that really matters in my books is winning World Series. But hey, I'm a Bronxite. Still, Pete Alonso is your National League Rookie of the Year, and I'm here to tell you this morning Aaron Boone should be your American League Manager of the Year. Why? Injuries. The teams with the most injured listed, of course, are the Yankees, followed by the San Diego Padres, number 2, the Philadelphia Phillies, the Pittsburgh Pirates, and coming in at number 5, the LA Angels. None of this is a surprise. The Yanks' successful battle against an injury epidemic is one of the great stories of the season, and you can bet that that will earn Boone plenty of attention when the Manager of the Year ballots are cast. Even though New York was a popular pick to earn a postseason spot or even win the AL East over the defending champion Boston Red Sox. Its win projection still tended to fall in the mid-90s. The Yankees are on pace to win 105. Boone said the injuries have made the Bombers stronger. Open quote, "It certainly has been remarkable, the volume, but again, it's something our guys have not flinched over," close quote, Boone said. Open quote, "It's been something that has made them stronger. We know what we're capable of, and when these men obviously know that they're coming back, that several more will be back in the mix by the end of the season," close quote. Yes, it has. It's also made your case for Manager of the Year a lock in my book, Mr. Boone. That's your look at sports. I'm Bobby C. Stay tuned.